So good morning, everyone. I welcome you all today morning in this very special session on the digital transformation and the opportunities in the global market for the Indian chartered accountants in the practice as well as in the industry. And we have a very special guest today, CA Vineet Jain. Vineet, I welcome you on behalf of everyone in this session. And I really thank you first for taking this session on a very short notice. And you know the obvious reasons. And I know this is a very early morning for you, 6:30 in the morning in London. And this is a Monday morning. I'm sure you have to go to the work also. So thank you so much for taking time out for us and helping us, guiding us through this transformation of our practice, of our career journey with you. So thank you, Vineet. And I'll start with a brief introduction about Vineet. So Vineet Jain is a seasoned digital finance consultant with over 20 years of experience with specialization into transformation projects and M&A global corporates across various sectors. His expertise is into finance and digital technologies and has successfully helped a lot of companies going through that journey in their corporate lives. So Vineet is a chartered accountant from India as well as from UK, which is ICAEW, and is also pursuing data science at Harvard University. So he's a very learned person, and he's a very humble person also to be here with us. And he's based in UK, as we know, but has got global experience of United States, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Vietnam, and India as well. And he has worked with the Fortune 500 companies like IBM, Deloitte Consulting, McKinsey, EY, TCS, and all. He is also on the governing board of RCA chapter of London, so ICAI London chapter, as well as ICAEW UK chapter as well. And he has a very special thing about him is he has recently been awarded by the British Parliament on the Global Brilliance Award in 2024 only. So congratulations, Vineet, and thank you so much for taking this session today.
Thanks, Jatin. Thanks a lot. And it's nice to come on this panel. Thanks for the opportunity. You have such a big audience, and it's always good to connect with our people, especially chartered accountants. This profession has really given me a lot, and I'm very grateful to connect with all the professionals here. Thanks a lot.
Thanks. So over to you. Yeah, you can start with your presentation, and whatever way you want to run the session, I mean, it's purely your discretion.
Sure.
You want to
Thanks.
Interactive, you want to show the presentation, and just one disclaimer, Vineet told me in advance, and this is for everyone, because he's governed by a lot of international laws. So first request from Vineet's side is, although he's very helpful, he may not be able to share the presentation separately, and some of the content is also copyrighted material, proprietary material. So we will request you all to take the notes if you need to, and I mean, please don't request us to share the presentation. This is on your behalf, Vineet.
Thanks, Jatin, for sharing this. And guys, because I'm governed under GDPR, some of the contents and frameworks I'll be sharing, though I've disclosed it, sources, but request not to ask for presentation, but I'm always reachable in case you need more information in this or many other frameworks. This is just one of the framework. You might need inputs on other aspects if you're going for any transformation using technology. So let's begin. I've collated few slides, a presentation, so that I can walk you through what is about technology, how do we use in digital finance, especially in global projects. Let me share my screen first of all. Yes. So I hope my screen is visible. Okay. As we move forward, I want this to be more interactive and want to answer as much as possible. This is a good opportunity where I can interact with you and we can answer things. Let me start. In terms of the contents, the walkthrough of this entire presentation will introduce ourselves, which Jatin has already done about myself.
Vineet, can you please zoom a bit?
Let me put in. Is it fine now?
Yes, better.
Perfect. Then what about digital transformation? What does the research say? the theoretical research. Then we will walk through a case example to understand what's the value addition by technology. If we infuse technology in our finance processes, what is the value added does? From there, we move to blueprint, which is the core aspect of this entire session today's. And within that, we'll deep dive in components of blueprints. What is the approach we take in a digital transformation? Then we deep dive in one aspect of finance function, which is FP&A, and some case examples from FP&A and other aspects of digital transformation. Then the sixth aspect, the last section, is on opportunities. Many of the members here would be looking for opportunities, job opportunities globally, or want to expand their business. They can reach out to UK or other parts of the world for opportunities for accounting, digital transformation opportunities. So we'll discuss some of things in section 6. Jatin has already shared about me. I'm one of you, chartered accountant, qualified in 2001. After that, I've worked across companies. I was fortunate to work with Deloitte, EY, other firms where I had to travel to different parts of the world, and that has really helped me shape up this career and start on digital transformation. When I joined IBM in 2010, there is where initially I did not like the technology, but the more I have worked, I have loved it. This is a solution, and today we all talk about Gen AI and AI, and there is no other way rather than to adopt technology. And I am fortunate that I started my journey much earlier and could get certifications and work with multiple clients and senior colleagues who helped me grow in my knowledge in technology and how can I apply in my business. This is all about me. Apart from profession, I'm also in sports. I recently completed London Marathon and other aspects of business. So, and especially giving back to my profession. In case you want to reach out, please reach out to me through LinkedIn. We can connect and we can work together. And this is my QR code. If you want to connect through LinkedIn, I'll share at the end also. Now, as we move on, I want to have a quick introduction of yourself. We can't go one by one. We have a big audience. So if you can just tell me, post becoming a CA, what's your experience? This will help me gauge and deliver my session in the coming half an hour or 1 hour. Is the poll ready, Jatin?
Evanshu?
Yeah, I have added the poll.
Yeah, if all of you can take 30 seconds. Evanshu and Jatin, I might not be able to see the results. If you can just tell me the results at the end, that would be great.
Evanshu, how do I use it? I can't see it on my screen.
I can't either.
Okay, maybe then we can use chatbot.
Chat
You
box,
can
yeah.
just put experience. Yeah, we can. You can just message in the comment box your experience. So what I will do, I'll use this information, knowing you, to what level I have to take. Some days, if you have more members, 2 to 10 or 10 to 25, then based on that, I'll share the experience in which direction. If you're interested in going in digital transformation, learning it, what is the direction? Okay, if the message is coming, Jatin, can you share with me any samples? What are the more numbers?
Sir, you are on mute.
Okay, Jatin, possibly you are moving. No worries, we'll move forward. Once
Sure.
you,
So just to tell you again, so mostly people are in my age group, like 10 to 25, or we have
Fantastic.
freshers or very young chartered accountants in the age of 0 to 2.
Fantastic.
In the professional.
Second thing, great. Second thing, like, what are you looking for? What are you currently doing? Are you in practice or job? We'll just give 30 more seconds. If you can just comment, are you practicing job?
Yeah, now I can see the poll as well.
So, Jatin, it's completed. You can share with me the facts.
Yeah. So again, we have a mix. We have people from job, industry, as well as practice. So we have mix of both.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So I'll try to cover points from different angles. In case anything is left out, you can put in the comment box. We can take it at the end of the session. Okay. So now, what is digital finance, or what is about digital in the finance field? Let's start with the research. I generally tend to research a lot and say what is the trend in the market. I research and I found that what Forbes is saying. Forbes is saying that a lot of the CFOs and the finance function, they're investing a lot in the AI, which is very obvious to us. We know that. Then cloud, blockchain, open banking, and FinOps. Open banking is one thing which is really big in UK, not in all the countries. It is regulated. So in case somebody is looking for open banking, upgrading himself for open banking, it has to be very specific to a country. And it's, as it says there, it's a banking thing. So which market you're targeting. AI is across industries, across region, mostly accepted. So that's definitely a niche field. Upcoming field, nobody can say that he's away from AI. So everybody has to use it somehow. Coming on the right side, what is the amount of money that is going in play? So 98% of the CFOs say that in last 12 months, they've invested in automation and AI technologies. So a big amount of investments are going. So for us, if you're in job, we need to understand what are automations, AIs, blockchains, because that is required in the job. If we have our own business, we are in practice, then definitely we need to provide these kind of services, because this is where the investments are going. Audit and other regulatory, they will always be there, but the way audits are done, the way services, the accounting services which clients want are changing very fast. Second, research. So McKinsey did a research. They found out, they worked with the different CFOs from large to mid-sized companies, and they found out that what is the pain points, what the CFOs are trying to solve. And this is again a 2023 research. And I will go for the top two requirements. First, the CFOs are trying to upgrade the team, infuse capability. Capability can be knowing new rules, SOX rules, IFRS rules, GDPR rules, cybersecurity rules. Second is advancing on the technology knowledge. This is CFO as a function. We are not talking about technology. We have a separate technology division within every company. This is CFO finance function. So now a finance person is supposed to know more than just accounting, more than debit, credit, or what is asset or liability. He's supposed to know technologies. Then the third one, which is interesting also, agile way of working. How do you implement projects? How do you work on that? So these are the aspects. We will cover a lot on the first two aspects in the coming session. Now, when we talk about finance is a big field. We have processes from auditing, we have treasury, we have taxation. When we talk about automation, not everything can be automated. Some aspects can be automated, some can't be. Now, when we go back to McKinsey research, they shared some of the aspects, some high-level details of finance functions and the level of automation possible. If we see general accounting operations, a lot of this, 77% of this can be automated. And if you see, there's nothing on the purple box on the right is which can't be automated. So most of the things can be automated or can be semi-automated. If we go at the bottom, business development, or we can say investor relationship or external relationship, these are you're trying to raise funds, these can't be automated. So if you are in a field of fundraising, if you're providing services, or you're in job where you are with startup or you provide services to startups, this is unique. Every time you will get a separate kind of business proposal. It is very difficult to be automated, these things. You might automate some of the aspects of it. So depending on where you are playing, you should see what kind of automation you can do. If you are in cash disbursement or, for example, financial controls, definitely you need to know what kind of automation tools are happening, what you can automate, so you can leverage in your daily work. So these kind of metrics will help you. whether really you need to learn or you don't need to learn, because time is most precious thing. You don't want to overinvest if that is not required.
I think that's a good piece of information, and I can see that the audit function cannot be fully automated. I mean, that's a good thing to know. I mean, it is going to be subjective thing, but I can also see general accounting operations to be more and more automated. I think that's where the challenge is if we are into traditional practice, and that's where the opportunity is if we are able to transform ourselves.
And good point, Jatin. I'll share some experience. Like audit is changing very fast with the infuse of technology, and then we have to use a logical mind, and new frameworks are coming. For example, I worked on Basel 4 implementation. Now
Mhm.
Basel 4 will be coming very soon, or has already come in Europe and other parts of the world. It will be coming. Many aspects of this can't be automated. We don't have sufficient information. Well, reporting can be automated,
Mhm.
but some aspects, if you're trying to audit, that can't be automated. So these kind of frameworks and these things, if you Google that, you will find a lot of this information on Google. A lot of reports are available.
Right, right. I
Now,
think please be slightly louder. I'm not sure because I'm not using the hands-free and all.
so you want me to be louder?
Yeah, slightly louder.
Okay.
Maybe
I'll
a
be
problem only with my system. I'm outside today, but yeah, please.
yeah, good. Sure, Jatin. Now, let's walk through a case example. I've just built up a case in a finance function. So I've taken a case where an organization is going for a finance transformation project, and they've invested money. They have allocated budgets for a project. I've just taken an example of ABC. So you might be in job or you might be auditing after this project is implemented. Or if you're CFO, you will be monitoring the implementation and how much money is spent. So if it's a digital transformation project, a lot of money will be going in technology solutions, infrastructure, applications, which can be software license, cloud services, or any application, in-house application development. And then you'll be investing money in support and maintenance. I've just taken an example where you have invested $800,000 in infrastructure, 700,000 in applications, and support maintenance. Overall, a £2 million, a very small amount in today's world. But what happens if this money is invested? Jimmy, as finance and accountants, will go through, yes, what's the spend? We have the numbers in front of us over the period for each of the sub ledgers. Month by month, we can have the numbers. Infrastructure spending, what they've invested over the period they've invested in 1 year, $770,000. Same way in application spending, support function, we have the numbers. I'm not going to read out the numbers. This is just an example. Overall, management consultants or internal controls person will go and analyze. Okay, yes, we budgeted. What's actual versus budget? And what we can found that the budget was 2 million. We have slightly underspent. It's 1.9 million. So there's a savings of 1.5%, which is, if we go in detail of subcategories, in infrastructure spending, we saved 3.8%. We underspent, which is good. Application spending is there, where also we had savings. In support spending, we slightly went over the budget, which is 0.30%. This is, you can have a look at these numbers. This is what will come. Then we come at the end of accounts, whether it's internal audit, whether it's management accounts, which is reported to the board. This will go as part of the board. On the transformation project, this was the budget, this was the spending. Out of 2 million, we have spent 1.9. We saved around 30,000 pounds or dollars rather. Then in support spending, we overspent. And they, because you're overspending, you will go in slightly more detail. What was budgeted, what was actuals. So those were reported. Now, do you have any thoughts on that? Jatin or anybody? Do you have any
Yeah,
thoughts?
I was about to ask you this question. I mean, I understand you have shown this as a sample case study, but I'm sure this is like a real case study, right? Yeah.
This is a real example for many companies, including government. public.
Exactly. So what probably you are trying to show us that this is the information which is going into the board report these days, annual report these days, and this is going to be an integral part of the shareholders' information.
Yeah. So did you observe anything as accountant?
I think no.
Okay. So that's where I want to show. It is a very simple example, the simplest example I can have.
Mm-hmm.
We did not notice the pattern over there. We just plotted this on an Excel chart. We use technology data visualization. When we plot the example on the two applications, two sub-ledgers, infrastructure spending and application spending, we just put on the table. We see what we observe in November and December, the spending shoot when you compare to the previous, just the previous one, all the previous months for that, and it's consistent in both the cases. Does it trigger anything to you?
Is it a mandatory spending sort of thing? Like they're trying to spend something because they have budgeted the amount, just like the governments do these days. If some department gets some certain money and it's not able to spend it, they then push it into unknown things and in a haphazard way. Does it represent this?
So, okay, that's a good point. So what you'll do here onwards?
Yes, we should even it out. We should try and even it out during the entire tenure, entire period, year.
Okay, that's an interesting observation. I'll go now. I'll share my aspects. So after that, if you are an auditor, you go and watch the contracts. You will see orders. What are the rates? Did you place the order rates? What did you get the sufficient discounts? Is there anything going financially right or wrong? Because that's your responsibility. If you're CFO, you'll also check that because you're reporting to shareholders, or even if it's a private company, you're reporting that. So you check that there was nothing wrong. There are annual contracts, the rates and discounts are followed as per those contracts. You also review the payments. Have you overpaid, or are there duplicate payments? Why there is a spike? You don't find anything. Now we have to go beyond the logic, beyond normal accounting and auditing. We have to go next year. We have to see license we purchase, the amount of investment, what's the asset utilization. If we go by purely accounting, many of these things will be written off as operating expense. Everything won't be capitalized, so you won't come to know asset. So even if something is operational, you take it, what are the licenses you have purchased? Have you used in coming months or not? Because in today's month, if you're taking cloud license or Microsoft license, you are going to use immediately. You won't be waiting for 6 months. This case, what they observed, the asset utilization was 35%. The cloud utilization was 45% overall. There was no need for any expenses. And the gentleman who spoke, he is very right, because the budget was allocated, it was spent. Though it shows we are green, we saved it, but actually there was a fraud which was happening. And this is a very normal case which happens in a lot of public sector.
I think that's a very interesting thing which you have brought up. In the initial slides, I was also thinking this is absolutely normal. Why you are showing like 0.3% only? But your point is absolutely valid. When we dig into this and we use the analytical tools, then we get to know that there could be huge gaps around it.
Yeah. Huge gaps you use, and we have just used very simple Excel as of now. The moment you use data science, we use more other charts, data visualization, we'll get more interesting patterns. That's the whole, I would say, the takeaway from this section. So use technology, which will help you. And only the technology did not help here. We had to use our brain, our logical brain, at what is getting bought. We went in level 1, level 2, level 3. And we went to the future. The future told that this aspect of the business was not right. So combination of your business acumen and technology that help you. Moving from this, now this entire presentation, it was all about why technology is important. We are talking about the blueprint. in finance. So first of all, what is blueprint? Blueprint is a very common word that we use when we make our houses, and we'll ask blueprint. Conceptually, that's a conceptual design we use for legal approvals also. We go to council here in UK or in India also, or any building is constructed. This is a reference point also. Technical specifications are there. Not only that, 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, if something has to be changed, for example, a big pillar in central Delhi or in Mumbai or in New York, whether they can change the building, they will use this blueprint to get what is the pillar size, what is the amount of weight it can take, how they can. So that's the importance of blueprint. We might not be using on daily basis, but that's the importance. Now, blueprint is not only for building constructions. I've just pasted some of the pictures. If you are making a boat or a ship, you need a blueprint. I've just started a picture. A city, if a government or city council is present, they create a blueprint for the city. And on the right, 3 pictures is of construction building. One is the iconic building, and then last 2 are houses where we will stay. One is igloo and one is a normal house. In both the right right pictures, we'll go and stay, but the blueprint will be altogether different. So depending on the context, the blueprints will change. So how do we use in finance? Finance is all about data collection, numbers, and the information flows from bottom, transaction processing, which can be your debit transaction or a payment. That's where accounting starts. And then your sub ledgers, and at the end it goes to maybe not net profit or revenues. That's the highest level of finance, I would say, you collate. So this is the information flow. So we need to understand the different level of information flow. Some of the aspects are real time, some are quarterly or annual, but all of these are important. Bottom number helps you to create the top number. So that's why this is also equally important. On the right, the different aspect of finance function. If you're CFO or you are in practice, a finance function is made up of people, process, and technology. This is a very common term used in consulting world. You need people, you need processes, technology. If you don't have any of this, you won't be able to run your finance function. And there has to be a balance of this people, process, technology of oil and gas industry. ONGC or British Petroleum is different from companies like Amazon. Amazon might be heavily invested in technology. The processes might be different. One industry process might be different from other industry. In banking, you need to have technology and people who will act very fast. If somebody is withdrawing money at the counter, the person will give the money, he will put in the system, it reflects in the system as soon as possible. In oil and gas, that might happen at the end of the day. So that's depending on the industry, depending on the size of company, it varies. But this is very important if you're trying to dissect and understand finance and trying to improve it.
I'll just take a moment to recap this. Maybe some of the newcomers might be thinking why we are discussing these complicated terms. So please understand, when we talk about digital transformation, it is going to be happening with the large organizations, whether we are in practice trying to make them as our clients, or whether we are in job trying to get employment from these companies. So unless until we don't understand the basics of these composition and finance functions, it's going to be very difficult for us to reach to the next level.
That's right, Jatin. And you're right, and we can in fact spend a few minutes on that. If you're trying to grow your business, like in business, like some of our members said that they want to go to Dubai or UK, understanding this aspect, ground homework will help you. Otherwise, you will help you gauge the customer needs, the client needs, and you can provide solution. If you directly go to the customers, definitely some of them will provide you the information that we need this, but they won't be providing this framework. Right. So what are you carrying with them? I have seen many of the colleagues, friends who travel for sessions like Accountex to understand the market. They spend minimum 3 lakh rupees to, they overspend only 15 lakh just to understand some basics. And I've seen people coming for twice or thrice in a year in UK to get business, which means at minimum 5 lakh rupees and over 25 lakh rupees you spend just to gauge the market. If you understand this part of it, even if you Google, these are available in Google, just write down, go and find out, then come to any of the markets, you'll be in much better position. Time saving, money saving.
Absolutely.
So
Even to start a dialogue with the customer or a client, I think these terms are very important.
So my suggestion would be, many of things would be new for you and this could be complex. Just record some of this, just write down the notes, and then you can do a Google or you can approach me also. I'll be happy to guide you. If I go to level high, I won't be doing the justice. So I want to go slightly deeper. It's better to tell you what is there in the market, and then you prepare for yourself and then approach. If you're in job industry or if you're in practice, you're trying to expand your business. And Jatin, you are closer to the industry and the people. So I'm happy that you are putting your comments. And if you have questions, please ask so that we can clarify some of these aspects.
Sure, sure.
Now, we have spoken about blueprint. We have gone through some bit of finance components. What is finance function? I'll go deeper in FP&A, which is financial planning and analysis. What is a digital journey? When you start on a digital transformation journey, there's always a process. For example, if you're starting an audit, you will sign an audit, you'll go and collect the information, you'll use your accounting standards and find the gaps, and then report it then. In a digital transformation journey, you will start with the processes, the business process, then you approach, you'll understand the operating model, you will do the transformation, you will implement technology. Most of the transformations today are technology based. Heavy piece of it, technology, which can be in different shapes and forms. Can be artificial intelligence, can be blockchain, can be something you are growing, you're building in-house. Most of the large companies, they build something in-house. They customize softwares like SAP. And then after that, once you build it, you hand over to the operations team, they run it year on year, and they improve that system also 5 to 10% every year. So if you are discussing with your clients, and they already have a system, then they will be talking about, okay, I need to improve my systems. I need to reduce cost 5 to 10%. So you are playing in this aspect of the business. If somebody is trying to implement digital transformation, they're saying, what can I change? So he is at the start of it. He's trying to understand, where should I improve? What are the areas I should improve? Then you will start at the business process, understand the process, and then advise at this stage. And then once you select the technology and the operating model, you implement, which is the middle part of it. Across this journey, you will have change management, which is again a very common term. The larger the organization, the more change management you need, which is you have to suggest employees you are moving from Tally based to SAP. What are the new things you have to learn? How you have to communicate to customers? This is what about is change management. This is a very important term with the global large companies, mid or large companies, change management word, they use it. Then program management, which is you manage the entire project. Blueprinting. This is an example. We are trying to break down FP&A blueprint. How do we do that? Normally, we know that you do forecasting, budgeting, how the information flows. Budgeting is decided at the top. It flows down. This is the budget for this year. Definitely before giving the budgets, you get feedback from the departments. Then you allocate, but this is top down. Forecasting, generally it's bottom up, generally not always. You get the information from each department, each sub-functions, what can you do or what's the budget, what do you want. Actuals flows from bottom to top always, what is the actual spend. Once you divide, for finance function, they interact with different functions of the company, from marketing, operations, and all of this, I would say, functions internally have their own systems, CRM systems, SCM systems. So all the data is in different parts of the system. ERP like SAP would have multiple modules. It will connect with procurement also. It will connect with the salespeople also. So one system is not just accounting, it's multiple, it has multiple modules. So ERP system would have multiple, I would say, sub ledgers from where the finance will get information, operational information. So that's, I would say, kind of a blueprint for a finance function. You have to break down from where you're getting the information. A B section on the right side, you have different view of when you want to create a blueprint. You have what are the different divisions you have: sourcing, financial services, supply chain. And then you, on the middle box is, how do you get this information? Are there data marts, data lakes? Rightmost is you collect that information, which is like from bottom up, you collect the information, goes top. You have visualization tools, you have dashboards, Tableau, Power BI, even Excel can be. You collect the information. This is the way information flows. So you need to understand that. And why do we want to know that? Because if you're going for digital transformation, based on that, you want to educate yourself. If you're working on an ERP, you need ERP knowledge to do the transformation. If the ERP is Oracle, you need a person with Oracle experience. If it's SAP, you need a person with SAP experience. So your blueprinting will help you understand what is the capability you need to do the digital transformation, or even after that for the CFO to run the operations. And this will decide your people aspect of it, your capability building. If you remember on the McKinsey slide earlier, the first issue problem, the CFO is saying that I want to build the capability. So from blueprinting, you will come and know what you want to know. In today's world, they're investing in technology. They want to analyze data. So you need a data scientist also. Today's CFO, a large company, mid or large, not only large companies. So if you're working in a lot of analytics, you need an analytics tool. A component will be analytics. One of the, I would say, segment, a blueprint component. On the right side, it will come data analysis, analytical tools, models, AI models. So that's where you will get it. And we'll come why these components are important. I have a lot of examples, so you can stitch everything why this is making sense in future. So I hope now some of it, at least 5% is making sense.
No, I think it is making a lot of sense, and I really love the presentation, the way you have presented. See, this is very important, and I'm sure I'm going to see this again and again, even for myself, because the questions which I was asking you is now getting answered. For example, you have already mentioned which all areas are there from where I can start, or there could be only one area out of 4 areas where I can focus on, and then I can start saying, okay, I know this, and I can start delivering services around this area. So maybe just one more question again. So let's say if I'm a fresher, or if I have already spent. So this question is divided into 3 parts. So let's say I'm a fresher and I want to start my journey into digital transformation straight away. What's the starting point? Second, if I've already spent like 5-10 years in the job, but not into the digital transformation, into the traditional accounting and all other things. How do I start this? What's the starting point? And similarly, in the practice, if I am into traditional practice, what's my starting point in the digital transformation? In the layman's language.
Yeah. So if you are very nascent, could be your fresher, or you could be your 20 years experience, but you have been doing a practice. In practice, you have not learned technology. I would say go and just hear on YouTube. Just the number of things, just hear them. Go and repeat and hear multiple times to understand, and then map it back to your business. If you're a person with 20-25 years of experience, I'm saying about the minimum, and then I'll talk if somebody is slightly learned. Then pick up aspects of it. What you can automate. If you're working in payments, you are working in a function where you are processing payments. You have just joined maybe Tata Motors, or maybe joined some Siemens or ABB in Bangalore, and you're in payments department. Just learn about then payment processing. So that is your focus area. Generic and then focus area. Now, if somebody's learned it, somebody has been working in digital transformation for 10 years. If you've worked in 10 years, you know some bit of it. Now, I would say have a holistic view. As a consultant, I say that you understand not only, you might understand SAP very well. You might not understand SAP HANA, or you don't know how AI can be tagged, attached with SAP, how that can integrate it. What are the issues, microservices? Go and see the issues. And if you just Google issues with SAP in this module, you'll find issues and solve that issue. Just Google search. These things you might not find in any training module. The more you go deeper, even at high level, what we're presenting now, you can go to Udemy or any learning, there will be at very high level. You have to do it. But at the end, you have to go and deal, you have to solve the problem. Then you will learn it.
One area
And
I have been,
we'll come to the example, and that's the reason this blueprint is important. In the next 15-20 minutes, you'll learn a lot more.
sure.
And
Just one
I would
thing.
say, Sachin,
Yeah, I've just thought of, and please correct me if I'm wrong. I cater to a lot of SME clients, and I'm just thinking that they're not very good in MIS reporting. So could that be an area where we can automate things for the benefit of the management?
I will come with some examples. I'll park this question and give you
Sure.
answer after that.
Please.
Okay. Now, what you have asked is in one of the examples. So we have been talking about FP&A. We have started the frameworks. We have started with how FP&A breaks down the digital journey. This is an example of Novartis. And when we talk about digital transformation has been there for the last 15 years. I consider the more recent you are, the more updated you are. And COVID has really speed up the process of digital transformation. So I have taken examples which are recent ones. I hope so. Most of them are recent ones. On ANML, Novartis, which is a large company, they went in FP&A transformation in 2021. Novartis is a big pharmaceutical company. We know that they were facing issues. Their budgeting process, planning process was May to December. And it was iterative. They had to collect information. When something went wrong, analysis, they had to go back to the functions. Such a long period. In today's COVID period, every quarter was changed, different. Companies were getting bankrupt. So this function, the way it was functioning, this was not relevant. Internally, set a goal. We want to speed up the process. So they wanted to speed up the planning process from 9 months to 6 weeks. What they called is one FP, the project name for financial planning. And they downsized on AI and ML tool, artificial and machine learning tool, to fix this problem. At the end of it, they did a lot of research. They went in. What they were able to use with this function, they used these kind of metrics, benchmarking metrics, what we showed. At the end, what they achieved, in the first year, they reduced the time to 9 weeks. In the second week, they reduced it to 6 weeks. Initially, Novartis was using their patient information they were collecting from the function. They changed the pattern. They use AI/ML model to get internal data and external data also. What is the market predicting for next 1 quarter, 2 quarters? In May to December, by the time in November you came, the information you provided in today's world, it's obsolete. So you want to have as soon as possible. That's why you needed real time. And you want to change. You can, because the information of planning is important for supply chain planning, for people planning, for orders. That's important for working capital management. So they used top-down model. Initially, it was bottom-up. The data used to get collected from bottom-up and forecasted. They used top-down approach. This is a forecast. We are going to plan this way. And at the end, they were able to reduce their time using model. They were able to refine it. While doing this, they did not blindly rely on AI and ML models. They used the function, sub-functions, the marketing function, the sales function, their inputs also to refine the AI and ML model over the period. It was not just blindly. You have to get your people. You need to understand your business. Now, this is an example. Now, this is all about blueprint. If you want to implement AI or ML, how you can implement? What are the components? If you're implementing AI, high level it's AI ML, but there are many things. It's like cooking a food. You're just making a dosa. You need butter. You need masala, different masala. You need a chef. You need salt. You need to time it perfectly. Otherwise, it will be overcooked or undercooked. So the components, the blueprint for this is you need data integration. Data has to be integrated if you want to be fast. You need to have workflow. AI ML is just one aspect. You need to have workflow tools. Otherwise, the data will not process between functions. So at the high level, they're only talking about AI ML solution. But underneath, there are multiple technologies which has gone in to solve that problem. Security compliance is a big thing when it comes to AI and ML. You need to understand your business drivers, your feedback loops. Your team will tell you multiple AI model fails. You need to know whether the AI model is working or not model. The feedback, your variance analysis, you have to see that. You have to have planning, you have to have different AI models, then change management. So understanding, if you even miss one aspect of it, you will not be able to achieve this result or implement it. For example, I take away AI. We know AI will be there. I just remove this blueprint, this component. You won't be able to implement. That's why understanding of a blueprint is important. If you're a CFO, you need to understand. If you are a business or CFO, if you're trying to provide services to a client, if the client is saying, yes, I want to implement AI, and you see that he is not even thinking, he's not even having this, that company client might fail. Many times it's good to withdraw from a client if the project is not successful. If you are doing a fixed bid, you might burn your hands. So that's why from business and job, these are understanding blueprint of it is important. And what did and this is from this is a real case study. You can search on FP&A trends. It's a good website on related to FP&A analysis. How did it help Novartis this blueprint? They converted data integration. What is the capability need? What are the AI models they need? The scenario analysis they need. They could get the capability. They could implement that. On the top, it's AI ML models. Beneath that, there are so many layers which has gone in to make it happen. One aspect, some are important aspects. Some, if you, for example, change management, if you don't apply it normally, there's minimum technology here. If you don't apply this properly, the overall project will take time, or the execution might fail. Feedback loop are important. So depending on the situation, which we spoke earlier, your blueprint can change. Igloo is different from a house. So depending on the situation, your components, broad it will be same, but the weightage will change. This is blueprinting. That's why I would suggest in a digital transformation, think on what we need. Just understand for implementing what all you need capabilities. I'll go now. This is example of FP&A. We have gone in detail of FP&A. Now I'll take other examples. There are multiple technologies. I'll take an example of a UK bank, Monzo, which is a recent bank, a new bank. So opening a banking license is not easy anywhere, and providing services, getting customers. You will not put in the money in a new bank. You might prefer ICAI, HDFC, or SBI in India. It's just got the license in 2017, and in 2018 there was an issue. What Monzo noticed that there's some suspicious activity which is happening, fraudulent activity possibly, and 70% of his customers, or kind of customers, are getting impacted. They said that the payments made on a Ticketmaster portal, there's some issues. They noticed people 70%. So they have used the analytics tools, fraud tools, to find this information. Monzo is a very new bank, but they found out. They approached Ticketmaster. There's some suspicious activities happening. Reported that. This is again fraud. When we think about fraud, it's within the bank. No, this is happening outside. They approached, they conveyed that this is happening, but they deny Ticketmaster. We don't think any issues are happening. But what Monzo did, it replaced around 6,000 cards of his customers proactively, because cards were exposed in the portal. They just replaced it, and they replaced it to save their larger interest of their customers. End of 2000, 2018, the Ticketmaster publicly said, yes, there has been issue, there has been security breach, and this was because of his third party, not even because of Ticketmaster. It was because of third party malicious software, which impacted that. So you just imagine Monzo here identified the fraud sitting 2 steps down because of some issue in technology, and it saved its customers. Same way, there were other large banks. I'll not take their names. If you Google, you'll find it. They were not able to save their customers. After this, Monzo's business jumped because they were so secure. This is the power of digital solution. And you have tools. This is on fraud analysis, forensic. Blueprint. If you're trying to implement a fraud analytics, what are the blueprints you required? You need to collect the data. In these kind of situation, real-time information is more important. In FP&A, you might need information at the end of the month or week. Here, real-time information is needed. Now, you can't wait until the end of the day. You need to have pattern between transactions, between customers. Then when you're doing that, you need to ensure that privacy is also maintained. You need to have security compliance, machine learning solutions has to be there. Data has to be integrated. You need to have your own rules. There you will use not only tools, you will have to have own customer rules, which might vary from bank to bank or insurance companies to insurance or any kind of payment systems. So this is a blueprint you will use, and you need to have alert systems internally to employed or customers. Once you use that, you can build the capability. This is if you're implementing a digital solution for problem in fraud. I'll move ahead. Chatbots is very famous. Everybody uses, you use bank chatbots. If you're trying to implement, for example, Moody's Analytics, what is Moody's? Moody's, when you comes Moody's, CRISIL, S&P, these are credit rating companies. Analytics, they use chatbot. They implemented that. And so on the face of it, it's AI chatbot. Underneath, there's a different technology, Microsoft Azure, which is a cloud solution they implemented to get the information. Moody's provides analytics to insurance companies, banks, so that they can analyze the risk and they can analyze and change their, I would say, business vision. What's the risk happening in the market? They are risk specialist companies, analytics. Moody's use their proprietary information, use AI chatbot and external data. What is how the markets are, what's the interest rate prevailing, what's the market risk, what's the bankruptcy rate, and they started predicting what will happen. Banks and insurance companies started using it. They use this chatbot for their customers, bank and insurance companies. They can take decisions rather than sending a report at the end of the month. So today, even a Moody's kind of companies are using chatbots. Information is getting more and more real time. Other example, this is Moody's, a large company. Now, many of you are in business. You have your own business or medium-sized companies, accounting service. What is relevant of chatbots in your business? RSM, it's a mid-size accounting firm based out of Australia. They implemented chatbot in 2020 when COVID was there, because the client wanted to know what are the packages they're getting from government. In COVID, all the governments had different packages. Depends on the industry, region, size of the company. It was difficult for RSM for employees to gauge the information and even send to their customers. You can create a FAQ document, but nobody reads it. So what they created, they invested in chatbot, and they put all the information, code information in chatbot, and customers try to use that as first level, at least got the initial level, and chatbots were available 24/7. So it was very helpful to service their clients. Across their clients, especially hospitality, small business, retail, we knew that across globe, this was what they're doing. So this is a way even a small firm can use chatbot for solving their problems and helping customers. So I'm sure this has helped RSM to have more happy customers, client, and get more business. When you're implementing chatbot, if you think as a blueprint, what does it need? Mostly in chatbot, any person will put in a local language, natural language. You need NLP, which is if you're using ChatGPT, which is very common now, or any of the GPTs, you'll use natural learning programming, and within that there will be natural language understanding programming also. You need not to understand and learn all this thing. If you want to implement chatbot, you will get a service provider. Okay, have you implemented? Come in. Can you do that? He will do most of your job. But for you to understand whether that is there or not, you need to know whether you have got the right suppliers. If you're a CFO, you have the right team. If you're in job 2 to 3 years, you want to see whether your CFOs or your upline is missing, then you can tell them, sir, possibly we are missing this thing. And your senior supervisor will be very happy. In today's chatbot, they use cloud hosting infrastructure. It's from Microsoft, it's from different companies, Amazon. Security is a big thing. You need to integrate with the back, because chatbot is, most of them are real time. You can have chatbot from your WhatsApp also today. It has to be integrated with the data backend. Your user interface, as I said, it can be any example, can be on your website, can be WhatsApp. So some of these elements are there if you're implementing chatbot. Going in process mining. We have spoken about processes. If you want to improve process mining for large companies, there are process mining tools available. Like take an example of a large econ company from Germany. They implemented the internal audit and controls. So if you're a customer, you're going to improve any process and they're ready to invest technology solution, you need to educate yourself on technology solutions. Selenium and many other tools are there, UiPath. What they did in this case, they use their process mining tool to understand the payments pattern. Because the payment is a process, right? You approve it, the procurement team will say, yes, we have purchased it. It will come to finance team. So that thing will change hands. The data, because it's all in ERP for large companies, it will go through systems, mostly ERP and other systems. So they went, what is the volume, how they're flowing, what's the turnaround time? They analyze that data. They saw what are the issues happening, what are the concerns raised. They duplicate payments, overpayments. Then they fix that issue. This is happening because of this process. Let's go and fix that. So they used process mining tools to fix it. They saved 66 million. They were making payments through some of the vendors. They were not taking cash discounts. They took cash discounts next time onwards. This is the power of technology. Manually, we might not even come to know this is happening. Other example, Siemens. Siemens did for procure to pay. They implemented procure to pay in their transformation journey. They were able to negotiate and deal with the customers, or rather suppliers, much better. If finance at the end provides a lot of information back to different functions, from sales to procurement team. The more information you give at the end, in today's world, supplier is not just supplier. He's a partner to us. If you have good relationship with supplier, you get better discounts, good quality, good service. So these are partners. You need to have, that is one of the role in today's world. With that, they were able to improve the supplier relationship. At the end, we are finance people. What we have saved in working capital and saved 11%. I think more than 5% is a big saving today. What are the kind of margins we are making? Many companies are struggling to make profits. 10% savings in cost, that's a big money. 100 million. Definitely Siemens is a large company, so their savings will be large. But this is a power of just a tool and implementation of that. When you're implementing a process mining tool, what do you need? You need processes, you need ERP system, data has to be integrated. You need visualization tool also. Without visualization, you will not be able to do that. Your optimization has to be there. Your data reporting has to be there. Visualization, I've just spoken. Just process mining tool will not happen. I showed the example of data visualization at the start. Visualization will bring up the data, bring up the spikes, or will put all the data in one concentrated. You will come to know what is happening. That's process mining and data visualization. So mix of tool, technology, and skills that will help. I will take a pause. Jatin,
No, I think we were loving what you are saying. So the real life case studies, I think these are very important for us to understand where the opportunity lies. And if we are becoming part of these digital and finance transformation projects, whether as a CFO or as a coordinator or as a chartered accountant, I think this is a very important piece of information. But just in the interest of time, I'm not sure how many slides you have, but we have got a lot of questions. So I just want to restrict on the time that how much time you are going to give us for the Q&A also.
How much time we have? We have 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, 5-10 minutes we have.
Yeah. Okay, we'll cover it. I have 3 more slides on opportunity. This is most important. We have discussed the theory part of it. Before you latch on, you are trying to sell or you're trying to develop business. Now, what are the opportunities where you want to invest? So again, I'm a research-oriented person. I go with what the facts and research says. So then about IT spend. Technology is IT spend. So there is a lot of research available in the market. What are the, and this is 2023 information, again, recent ones. Across industries, what is the spend of the total revenue budget? Software is the most, I would say the software industry is investing the most, but we know software, they invest a lot because to develop software. It might not be to improve their business always or functions, finance functions. This is not investment in IT for finance functions. This is across functions. So we have to guesstimate for only finance function or other services, how we can do that. For UK market, the big industries are finance, telecom, healthcare, retail, and some is manufacturing. So you can see they're different. There's heavy investment of 15%, 14% across industries, and the lowest is 8%, but which is also substantial amount of money is going in IT and transformation. How does it help? What's the market size? What I've taken just top 10 companies across these industries, took the IT benchmarks, applied it, and just taken, it's around more than 100 billion. A lot of this money will be spent internally for the IT teams. A lot of things they will look forward, especially for transformation projects. They don't want to hire people. They want to take specialized skills, and there where the money lies. This is a growing market, and other things we are reducing, budgets are reducing. So there you can invest money. Now, we are finance people. Finance people should focus on their area, what their core area, what they, within finance functions, there can be FP&A, which can be further divided, or record to report, or order to cash, or procure to pay. When you're working, you pick up the industry, pick up the subsection of your finance function or accounting function, and then marry it with technology. You can have multiple technologies we have shown in the past, and then you're talking to client or going to internally to your superior. This is a learning. If you're working in oil and gas industry, if you're working in consolidation, just see which is the consolidation or what kind of tool you're learning, upgrade yourself there. If you are a service provider, you want to know multiple technologies. So I hope that will help you to narrow down where you want to invest your time, resources, money. If you have a firm, you want to only invest your training, your staff also in the right things. With this, I would say I'll take a pause. And if you want to connect with me, this is my LinkedIn connect. I'm happy to connect with you. Now, that's all from my presentation. I'm happy for the questions, whatever time we have. Jatin?
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Vineet. I think 50% of my questions have been answered in the last slide. So if you can come back to that slide, maybe I just want to recap on that. Yeah, I think that was the slide where I was also getting a lot of questions on my personal chat as well. And maybe I'll, with this slide on, I may be asking a few questions to you.
So, and I would say that if this is interesting, I would say, guys, please take a screenshot. I might not be circulating this presentation. So please take a screenshot.
So one of the questions which I got was related to what are the low-hanging fruits for the practitioners. I think this slide answers that questions.
Yes, this is where you can focus and low hanging. And I would add here, if you're going on a digital transformation, you have to show results. For example, the transformation is for 1 year. You have to show results within 30 days or 40 days. And that metrics, we have said that and with combination, this metrics will, for example, you're trying to solve a problem in reconciliation. You have to know what's the problem in reconciliation. But is it not integrated with the bank or the supplier, or the process are broken? You're not collecting data. You have to fix the technology or you have to fix the process and solve it. Just quiz on the problem statement and then come to a solution. Then what are the solutions available?
Understood. I think this was very interesting. So besides, very good feedbacks are also coming on the chat. So I'll just take a few. So Nitisha is mentioning that this is very interesting, and she has also worked on these projects and is also currently leading a startup company. She's asking a question. Do we also have any courses which we can take on to build more capability around these areas?
So again, depend on the area. If you're trying to build on an area, for example, you want to understand finance processes. I've not seen much of detailed courses nature of it. And if you're working in that function, definitely you can go deeper. Otherwise, generally, the trainings at a high level. What you have to do is you have to train yourself. If you're trying to see budgeting, you have to see what are the budgeting, what are the issues. Try to see budgeting issues and see what are the process steps for budgeting, what are the technologies. Go to YouTube, Google, go to Udemy and other softwares. If you find it, you have to explore different, I would say, aspects of training material. There is no straight answer or straight pill that will give you a solution immediately. You have to build on that. That will take few weeks. But once you build it, I can guarantee not many people would have that kind of knowledge. Any aspect of it. Even in the services I provide to my clients, many times they are missing on basic aspect of it. So, and which is a very good question.
I think you have answered another question similar to that. So she was also asking about how can, as chartered accountants, be updated on AI and SAP functionality as well. If you want to
Okay,
add
here I will give a big caveat, guys, for everybody. I see a lot of people updating on LinkedIn their AI certification that they have used. SAP certification will give you job at much higher rate than AI certification. That's the bread and butter. So if most of the companies have SAP, go and have SAP HANA. You'll get faster opportunity. AI solution, if you're just taking AI solution, yes, you can get it. You'll understand AI. Then you will say, okay, let me learn Python, let me learn R. Do you want to learn so many things? You have to reinvent yourself. Yes, know AI, know how to use it. Don't overgo. Don't stretch yourself. You can have 20 certifications. How many opportunities are there in AI? For developer, they will take developer in AI model. It will be difficult for you to learn data modeling and different stats tools. Learn the function process and the technologies for that. I invested a lot in blockchain technology in 2017-18 within my company. I have not used it much. I work for IBM. There I've learned a lot because that time that was a buzzword. That did not work for me.
Wonderful answer, Vineet. I think you are really helping all of us out there and the people who might also be seeing the recordings. I think this is a very valuable piece of information, and you are sharing straight away based on your experience so that we don't spend so much of time, money, effort on all these things, and we can straight away jump onto, I would say, the low hanging fruits, and we can straight away focus our energies on where the opportunity is. I think this is very, very interesting. Just one more question I have. Are there any boundaries also, the things which we need to be aware of?
when you're working on in technology, you need to have the boundaries. Technology is like an antibiotic. It will solve it, but it has side effects. When you're using AI ML, one of the biggest challenges is data privacy.
Mhm.
So first thing, you have to create the boundaries. You have to understand what are the information you're dealing with. If you're implementing AI in any process. So when you're using, you need to know you comply with the law, data privacy, SOX compliance, GDPR, IFRS, Indian regulations. If you're applying in bank, RBI, and then apply it. Many times you can't send the data outside, or you can't. And if you're hiring or if you're predicting, you need to be very sure. Other example, AI model will give you, and Jatin, you work in M&A. In many countries, while doing merger acquisitions, if you see there's an opportunity, you save tax. Legally, you should not do it, or you can't do it because of evasion of tax, right? AI model will not understand and will suggest you demerge or merge. But that's legally, that might not be right. Understand your regulations and then apply AI models. That's a very important aspect of knowing the boundaries where you're operating.
I think
Otherwise, this can be dangerous.
I think you very well explained this point. As we always keep on debating whether the machines are going to replace humans, I'm sure this is never going to happen. And this is very important. Technology, no matter what kind of technology, whether artificial intelligence, machine learning, or whatsoever, this is for our help. This is not going to replace us. And if we use it objectively, judicially, I'm sure we are going to take a lot of edge in our business as well as our profession. I'm sure this is very important. So just
That's
one
right.
last question we have. Uh, can we have an idea about the courses? Law Eco, do they help or not? I think you have already answered this, but if you want to take this again.
See, I've not searched on recent courses. I would say if you're trying to latch our institute, ICAI has AI courses and many courses. Go that. Many of the courses are free. Use that course. That will help you out. That is my suggestion. Go back to your institution. They have a lot of resources. Start from there. And then if you're going, for example, you are going in any specific, you are connected with those professionals, talk to them through LinkedIn or other thing. What do you think? Interview people and then latch on to the course. Do your research, talk to people, go back to institute and then do it. So before spending a lot of time and money, and once you have figured out this is what I'm to do, I'll say spend weeks and weeks on that, months. Go very super specialist in that place.
Sure. What I understand from you, probably what you're trying to say, and this question has been repeatedly asked during the entire presentation. So there is no one specific course which can be used or available. And what I understand from you is gain some knowledge, whether theoretical or whatsoever, start working towards it, no matter how small it is. And then slowly keep on building your experience, your expertise into that domain. That's how probably this is going to work. I mean, if we are trying to hear from you as an answer, as a model answer, that there is one course, go and do it, and you will be super expert into that. I think that's answer is not going to come from you.
Yeah. That's not there because in today's world, it has to be specialization. Something will give you training of, for example, SAP or Oracle. Rakesh is here. He can tell, he knows so much. He can talk to you about finance transformation, operating model design. Just technology will not help. And you need to understand number of things, different aspects. Create a blueprint, what you're trying to do, even your career blueprint, I would say, and then jump each aspect of it.
Right. I think very well explained. We should also create our own blueprint for our career, and we should start following it. So with this note, Vineet, I thank you so much on behalf of everyone. And this was really a wonderful session. And I'm sure, you have spent so much of time and you have given so much of time for us on this Monday morning, which is really amazing. I mean, we have really stretched you out. So thank you so much. And I'm sure we are going to share your credentials. We are also going to post this recording on the YouTube. So people are going to reach out to you. Please don't mind that. And we are going to seek a lot of your help अगर मेरा बस चले तो मतलब I would rather prefer to have multiple such kind of sessions, but due to certain restrictions which you already know, we are probably not going to have these sessions for next couple of months or so. But definitely I promise everyone, once these restrictions are over, we are going to invite Vineet again and again, because this is not like a one-time learning experience. It has to be continuous. So what takeaway I am taking from Vineet today is, I have to go back, I have to do my research, I have to create my own blueprint, and then come back, learn again from Vineet, then go back, then do my research again. And that's how slowly I will catch the pace, and I will be able to get to the level where I'm planning to. So thank you so much, Vineet. If you want to
My pleasure.
say any last words.
My pleasure, Jatin. I hope at least there are a few takeaways for people across who have joined today. We spent so much time of theirs. 1.5 hours is a lot of time invested, especially Monday. And Jatin, you are doing a great job for our members. I'm really grateful for you for giving this opportunity and for all the members. I love my CA Institute, which has given me a lot, and my members. So thanks a lot for organizing this and getting people. So hope if you have any more queries, please come back to us. I'm happy to help you, guide you. And good luck for your journey, learning journey, and your business development and success. Thanks a lot.
Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for joining us. If you have any queries, you can obviously reach out to me or Vineet directly. Thank you for spending time with us. Thank you everyone.